what character complexity is and why it can sometimes be overrated. Now, in no way am I saying that character complexity isn't needed in a character. In fact, this video actually emphasizes the fact that character complexity is actually needed. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of the community are beginning to like characters only for their complexity in writing, and they're even starting to look down on others who like characters who aren't written as well as their favorites. Now firstly, let's talk about what character complexity really is. Characters who are well renowned for their immaculate writing usually have at least two of these three things: depth, development, and themes. In short, I refer to these three aspects as the DDT of writing. Now obviously there's a lot more to a character, but I'll say that a bit later on in the video. Now, out of these three things, a character always has to have themes in order to be connected to the audience, so that is a must. However, depth and development are a little bit more subjective to the individual. For example, I prefer character depth over character development, but you might prefer character development over character depth. You might even be asking right now, what even are these aspects? Well, let me explain. What is depth? Depth is the backstory, motives, reasons for these motives, connections to other characters in the story, personality, and any other character symbolism. Now, what is development? Development is the conversion in a character's personality and sometimes appearance due to the events happening in the story. Now, the most crucial of all three. What are the themes? Themes are the aspects or attributes that the character represents due to his or her beliefs/ideology. Themes are also the way a character actually becomes, characterized. If a character doesn't have any themes to stand for, then the character automatically becomes one-dimensional, which just pretty much means bland. Themes include personality traits such as anger, grief, happiness, joy, guilt, hate, love, and many more. Certain theme combinations can become pretty interesting. For example, put selfishness, overconfidence, grief, and guilt together with a character, and you get Oikawa from Haikyuu. Oikawa from Haikyuu becomes such an interesting antagonist due to this theme combination, despite the lack of screen time that he has compared to the main character. Now, with all these fundamentals established, let's look at three characters who share something in common: Obito Uchiha from Naruto, Sanji from One Piece, and Shinji Ikari from Neon Genesis Evangelion. These are three very different characters in both character design and personality, but what is it that they all have in common? It's depth, development, and themes. I'm not going to go ahead and explain how each of these characters are involved with these three aspects, however it is merely proof that with three of these aspects in play for a character can become very renowned for being well written. Now let's finally talk about the main topic: why character complexity can sometimes be overrated. Let's take Jacob here for example, and Ava here for example. Now let's say Jacob only focuses on the writing of a character, and Ava doesn't tend to focus on the writing as much at all. However, Ava just feels like she, likes the character. Jacob then says, how can you like such a bland character? They have absolutely no writing to them. See, this literally just doesn't make sense. The reason it doesn't make sense is because in real life, if we make a friend one way or another, we have an established connection to them. Whether that's their personality, similar interests, or you just simply, feel you get along with them. We don't judge a person in real life based on how much character complexity they have. We can simply feel a connection. Not to say that if someone does have an interesting backstory in real life, that can definitely influence the way we view that person, just like a character in a fictional story. That feeling that we experience is very important to be wary of, not just with characters but practically everything. The way you feel about a story, a piece of food, and even a piece of furniture. There's a feeling of connection. You feel you just simply, like this said thing. It doesn't have to be made or crafted by any high-end materials. Let's take Luffy for example. Luffy is one of the most liked characters in the anime community. There are some who analyze him in how he's the embodiment of freedom, his vibrant clothes matching with his vibrant personality, how he is nor the hero or the villain of his story, and how he tends to judge people only on their morals and what they stand for. Then there are some who just simply, like Luffy. He's a very likable character. Some people don't even know why they like him, but they just do. Now let's take a look at a character with a lot less complexity to them. Let's take a look at Ten from Naruto. Now aside from subjective individuality here, why is it that you think she isn't as well liked as the rest of the cast? Like Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, Rock Lee, and Neji. It's because she's genuinely just an uninteresting character. She has minimal depth, very minimal themes, and her development feels extremely forced. She's overshadowed by two very well-written characters, which are really only well-written in the original Naruto series, Rock Lee and Neji Hyuga. The reason the audience doesn't deem her a fan favorite is because there's not really anything to connect with her. She's just kind of there. However, in saying this, you might be thinking, well, of all characters, why'd you choose a female? Well, there's not really any well-written females in Naruto, is there? And to be honest, I really wish there was. There was plenty of potential for it. Anyway, this is becoming a Naruto video, so let's try and stay away from that. See, you don't have to like a character simply for their writing. You can feel that moral connection to a character or a story. However, it's the writing of these characters that emphasize the connection. It's the depth, the themes, the character design, the personality, how interesting a character is, and if they develop or not, which can juxtapose whether the audience does like the character or not, of course ostracizing the fact whether said person analyzes or not. Thank you for dropping in, and if you have any more recommendations, please drop them in comments. Thank you. Goodbye.